Dancing Machine, Michael Jackson at age 16. Before we get into these beautiful multi-tracks, I want to play a little bit of the Jackson 5 live and show you just, many of you have probably seen this before, but how incredible at age 16 Michael's movements are. Having this visual right before we get into the multi-tracks is going to help you appreciate things even more.
The Capricorn, she don't lie. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's super bad now. She's here to really blow your mind.
16. Check out this ending.
Come on, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Dance, 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 machine. Watch it get down, as you do the thing. Gonna sing.
Okay, so take those visuals into this, starting with the instruments, and then we'll get into the mastery of the vocals. Let's just start off with the groove, shall we? Again, I love that you can hear the bleed. Okay, let's go back a little bit and put some bass in. Ugh. I want to point something out here with the bass, the relationship between the bass and the kick drum. And this is something that is often overlooked or ignored when in band situations. Look at these hits here. Here's the kick, and here's the bass. You see how the bass is behind the kick. The attack of the kick is leading you into the bass. This is pocket. This is two humans, two separate entities locking together, but not directly on beat. It's slightly skewed to create a groove. This is why this grooves and why programmed music, even if you are manually shifting things around, doesn't groove the same way. And if you're playing in a band, this is the kind of stuff that you should actually practice, like listening to the groove and laying back in the beat a little bit, letting the drummer pull the bass into that pocket. It sounds awkward if the bass is too far on top of the pocket, even if the bass is still not ahead. Ugh. There's a behindness, and even on this little run here, this is why it's so hard to fake, because he does move into not ahead of the beat, but closer to the actual downbeat with this little fill here that he does, this little run. Right, he's behind right there, and then he's less behind here. So he pushes the pocket just a little bit and then lands again behind. This is so important, and this kind of stuff happens with vocals too. Knowing how to let the band, and we'll hear Michael do this. Knowing how to let the band coax you into the pocket. Now, let's study what the guitars are doing. there's a guitar and a bass doing very similar things. But look, I think this is so cool and nerdy. The bass is behind the guitar. The guitar is in between the kick and the bass in time, right? The guitar is still slightly behind the bass, slightly behind the kick, but not as much as the bass. You feel this. You don't necessarily hear it, but you feel it in the groove. And then this other guitar, check it out. It is more ahead of this guitar. So they're all fitting in this range of on. You literally feel that guitar too as a lead aspect. And you feel that because of where it is in the pocket, not just because of what's being played. It's the most ahead thing in the mix so far. And it has that syncopated upbeat feel, which is super cool. Now, let's bring in the clavinet. Hear how that's pulling the time too? This is sticking more with the bass. This is sticking more with the lead guitar. It's pushing the beat a little bit more. But the drummer, as we can see here, if we move this up here, look, the kick is still the thing leading the pack. Everything is behind that kick. It's so cool. That clav is behind the conga. Yeah. Man, even the groove there. Having this tight of a pocket in the rhythm section allows the horns. This is why horns often work in their runs. They can be lazier, and there's often a group of them, and they're not going to be totally locked. But this gives us this bedrock of awesome groove, and then the horns kind of do that over the top. This is another thing, having been in tons of sessions where I'm recording horns over a rhythm section or recording a string section over a rhythm section, you actually want a certain degree of looseness out of that horn or string section because it actually reinforces the tightness of the pocket. There's this contrast, the tightness of the band. If the horns, in a lot of cases, synth horns these days, or strings, if those are simply played on a keyboard and put in, you can tell, not because the samples aren't good enough, but because you don't have that push and pull and that sort of wavy ebb and flow over the tight band. We need, a guy I used to work with used to say, we need a little bit of slop to make the whole thing sound tighter. It's so true. Not that these guys aren't good rhythm players either. I mean, they're awesome, have awesome pocket. I swear that there is more heaviness and just like stank face worthiness in this than there is in a lot of metal. A lot of really like technically heavy music with big guitars and all that stuff because of the groove. Magical and yet human, totally human. Shall we do the vocals? Now, there was something weird with this multi-track pack that we have Jermaine's track, which includes some group vocals, and then it's actually on Jermaine's track was Michael's ad-libs and stuff like we saw him doing in the video at the end there.
Take 21.
21. Take 21.
Oh, baby, do it, baby. Oh, baby, move it, baby. Automatic, systematic, full of color, self-contained. Tuned and channeled to your vibes.
You can hear adult Michael starting to creep in there, right? His voice is starting to change a little.
Oh, baby, do it, baby.
Now, I love this. I love this dynamic placement moment here. We hear Michael do stuff like this so much, but to hear it in this context, and again, to hear it by itself,
Do it, baby.
do is almost yawned. Do. It's placed sort of, and then by the time we get to baby, forward, but then listen.
Do it, baby.
Those are placed differently. We have forward and then a little bit back. Do it, baby. Do it, baby. You hear it? It's not all one. Do it, baby. Or do it, baby. It's not all one thing. There's so much movement in that one phrase.
Do it, baby.
Baby, baby. Oh, man.
Oh, baby, move it, baby.
You hear that?
Automatic, systematic, full of color, self-contained. Tuned and channeled to your vibes.
Like that stop there.
To your vibes. Captivating, stimulating. She's such a sexy lady. Built with space age design.
There's that like intentional slurring. He's so good and so staccato almost and rhythmic with what he's doing, but then he snills just a little bit. You hear him do this all over his catalog.
Captivating, stimulating. She's such a sexy lady. Built with space age design.
So what he's doing there, build with space age design. He's bringing it back in the beat, right? He's using that slur to let the band pull him along a little bit more. He was more on top of the beat. He was less on top of the beat. The importance of rhythm.
Captivating, stimulating. She's such a sexy lady. Built with space age design.
Listen to this with just the kick, okay? Listen to what happens.
Captivating, stimulating. She's such a sexy lady. Built with space age design.
He catches up on design, but you hear him pull that.
Rhythmatic, acrobatic. She's a dynamite attraction. At the drop of a coin, she comes alive. Yeah, she knows.
There's another one of those multi-timbral, multi-placed single words. And this is so important. If you're a vocalist or you produce vocalists,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not, yeah, yeah. That's all one placement. If I just have the goal of playing with my placement a little, pulling inspiration from Michael, but not trying to sound like him, because that's never going to happen. It's more what I experiment and introspect on while I'm experimenting with the inspiration.
Yeah!
And not being afraid to sound stupid while you're doing it. That's how you learn. I'm not afraid to sound stupid. Yeah! Yeah! Now, even as I'm reshaping over that one word, there's all sorts of incidental things that are happening in my voice that I like. If I don't shy away from those incidental things and go, oop, my voice cracked, then I end up discovering some really cool timbres. If you'd like more help working with your voice this way, click the link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course.
Yeah! She knows what she's doing. She's super bad now. She's geared to really blow your mind. Oh, baby. Do it, baby.
60 cycle hum.
Oh, baby. Move machine. Watch it get down, watch it get down. Move it, baby. She's a dancing machine. Watch it get down, as she do her thing right on the scene. She's a dancing machine. Watch it get down, as she do her thing right on the scene.
Here we go.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. No, baby. No, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Wiggle, baby. Wiggle, baby. Dance.
That sounds like a spring reverb, and it's cranked. It's cool. Again, the real thing, not a model of it.
Wiggle, baby. Dance.
Plate reverb.
Dance. Dance. Baby, dance. Wiggle, baby. Dance. Dance. Dance.
That sounds like a spring to me.
Wiggle, baby. Dance. 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 Baby, dance. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Move. 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 Baby, move.
Now listen to how his improv, and you can see it here too. It's a response to each one of the group vocals, right? He lets this groove of the group vocals happen, and then there's always this like remark that Michael has, right? These guys happen, and then Michael. Same here.
I like it. I like it. Move. Move.
Even if it's just a little bit.
Move. Baby, move. I get it. Get it. Baby, get it. Dance, dance, dance. Dance. Dance, dance, dance. Baby, dance. I'm moving.
Now listen to this.
Dance.
I'm gonna mute this.
Watch it get down, as you do her thing right on the scene.
Scene. I love the blend, the wide vibrato, and yeah, they're all singing in different register or ranges, but they're singing in different registers too. Head voice, chest voice, and they're making the most of each one of these areas. It's not just different voices. It's the way that they're leaning into their unique resonance. They're not trying to sound like someone else or something else, but they are trying to blend by creating their own space with their own voice and adding that space to the other vocalist. This is another thing that is really hard to learn if you don't sing with other vocalists, if you just try to make all the other vocals yourself, all the other vocal parts yourself, because you're not leaning into other timbres and other strengths of other vocalists. Some of the most fun sessions I've ever had were background vocal sessions where I was singing with 2, 3, 4 other vocalists underneath a lead, because it taught you to listen in ways that you could not learn any other way.
Watch it get down, as you do her thing right on the scene. She's a dance machine. Watch it get down, as you do her thing right on the scene. I like it. Like it, baby. I like it. I got the.
That might be the reverb like crashing in the background. On guitar amps, if they have a spring reverb and you kick it, it has this like really interesting sound, and that's sort of what that sounds like.
I got the dance. Move it. Watch it get down. Move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. Watch it get down. Do her thing right on the scene. There's no competition when she gets on down.
Pipe got a double.
You know?
Pipe got a double.
Something about a double.
Pipe got a double.
I don't even need to know what was actually said. It's just cool to be able to like hear those incidental things.
Get down as you do her thing right on the scene.
You know, there's no competition when she gets on down. Her movements are earth-shaking. Yeah, she's really breathtaking.
So, head voice right there in the same range as Michael is in his chest voice. Age, vocal style, registers, voice type.
Her movements are earth-shaking. Yeah, she's really breathtaking. She's gotta be the baddest loud around.
I love this when people singing high in their head voice or in their mix do this.
Her movements are earth-shaking. Yeah.
Earth,
Her movements are earth-shaking.
earth shaking. No, earth shaking. Grounding in your chest voice with breath. Earth shaking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's just this humanity in this organic hug that happens. It warms up the lightness of the head voice. Oh, yeah. Let's real quick go listen to some of the background vocals in context here at the beginning, because we didn't do much any of that.
Dancing, dancing, dancing.
She's a dancing
Machine.
Oh, baby, move it, baby. Automatic, systematic, full of color, self-contained, tuned and channeled to your vibes. Captivating, stimulating, she's such a sexy lady, filled with space-age design.
She's moving, she's grooving, dancing until the music stops now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhythmatic, acrobatic, she's a dynamite attraction. At the drop of a coin, she comes alive.
Did you hear this nice distortion at the top of this line?
Rhythmatic, acrobatic.
Oh, yeah. Just a hint of compression-based distortion, holding back a little bit of energy. But you're learning how to hold it back, not as a switch. It's more of a knob that you get to play with in your vocal anatomy. Oh! And we hear Michael go crazy with that technique as he gets older, building in the ability to distort with his vocal tract. Incredible.
Rhythmatic, acrobatic.
So it's so natural and sort of happenstance right there, though. I'm sure he's not going like, I'm going to distort right there. It's just happening because of his intensity and everything. But later on, I think he was able to conjure those kinds of sensations and sounds to make them more exaggerated and intentional. Dirty Diana comes to mind.
Rhythmatic, acrobatic, she's a dynamite attraction. At the drop of a coin, she comes alive. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's super bad now. She's scared to really blow your mind.
A little bit of epiglottal growl there.
She's scared to really blow your mind.
Blow your mind, as opposed to blow. One of them's a higher engagement. Blah, blah, blah. One of them's a more of a growl. You think of Louis Armstrong a little bit. Blow your mind. It's got a very different sound. I feel like one of them, the epiglottal, is more of like a horn, and this one more like a, I don't know, broken guitar amp.
She's scared to really blow your mind.
Dancing, dancing, dancing.
She's a dancing
Machine.
So cool.
Oh, baby, do it, baby.
Dancing, dancing, dancing.
She's a dancing
Machine.
Oh, baby, move it, baby.
She's a dance, 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 dancing machine. Watch it get down as you do her
bass
thing
movement there.
right on the scene. She's a dance, 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 dancing machine.
dance, dance, dance. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's like, it's a posture, move, not dance, 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 dance. Ah, dum, dum, dum. We're shaping around our role depending on where we are. We're being a character. It's not just a vocalist. It's a character in a role, in a play.
Dancing. She's a dance, 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 dancing machine. Watch it get down, watch
It's a machine.
it get down, watch it get down, as she do her thing right on the scene.
I think that's what I'm trying to say, is that it's not just that everybody's voice is different. It's that they are different and they're hamming that up. They're playing that up even more. One guy's being this character, and then Michael's being the energetic guy up here. Yeah! And just by having these mindsets, in this character mindset, I, with one voice, am able to go places that I would not be able to go if I was just stuck with, oh, well, this is my tone. I'm trying to find my tone as a vocalist. You don't find your tone. You can't find your tone as a vocalist. What you have to do is enter into certain mind states and embody certain characters based on your influences, based on what you listen to, and based on the kinds of roles you're playing. And this is something that Michael would do as he got older, right? I mean, these characters in Thriller, in Smooth Criminal, and like he's these guys that are different from each other and embody their own energies. And you hear that with Jackson 5 too in each one of these vocalists. And it's fun to hear these kinds of concepts worked out in so many different ways over the Jackson's career, but also over Michael's career. I hope you've enjoyed this. I immensely enjoy these analysis videos. I have more now of these multi-track packs, so expect even more to be coming. And again, if you would like help working with your own voice, click that link below in the pinned comment or video description and join my free course. We'll see you for more.